Hey everyone, long time no see. I'm Pam, in case you've forgotten who I am, and I'm here with my monthly update video telling you everything that I was up to in the month of December. Starting with updates, the biggest update is that I moved. I moved on December 23rd, right before Christmas. It made for a rather hectic holiday season, but we're now in the new house. It's great. We've got like twice as much room as we did in the apartment in Toronto, and everything is going really well. Lily and Max love it, and I like it. I've got a whole new room just for filming now, which is excellent, so I can keep my things set up. I don't have to tear down my lights every time I film. We've also basically got everything unpacked. This was actually the last room to get set up. And while there's still some sort of, stuff I need to clear out of it, I think I've got a nice filming setup. I just need to get used to having so much natural light now. But in the new house, ready to start filming videos again. One of my resolutions in terms of gaming and YouTube this year is to start up again with shouting out smaller content creators in these update videos. I had done it a lot in 2017, but I sort of trailed off on 2018. I think I only did one shout out. So to kick off the new year, I wanted to shout out my friend Travis, who just made a new YouTube channel, which is called NES Friend. Or NES Friend. I probably should have asked which the proper pronunciation was, but either way, you can probably tell it's all about NES games. He does reviews that are very concise, like they're only short, 6 or 7 minutes long, but they're also very sort of like comprehensive and more of a look at the game in whole rather than just, your graphics, your gameplay, your music. He gives some little tidbits that you might not know about the games. His most recent one was on Astyanax, and he's also covered games like 1942 and 1943, the Adventures of Lolo series, and the Contra NES games. So definitely go check out NES Friend or NES Friend if you're looking for some more NES reviews. Now on to my pickups. Most of these are Christmas gifts. Actually, they're all Christmas gifts. I just bought one of them for myself. So I will start out with the sort of game-related things before I get into the actual games. So Will got me this. It is the HD Link cable for PlayStation 2. It's basically lets you play your PS1 or PS2 on a modern television. It upscales it to 720p. I don't have the actual thing in here right now as it is connected to the PlayStation downstairs already. I haven't had a chance to actually try it out, but I think I will be doing a review on this, just seeing, how it performs, how it sort of stacks up against the FrameMeister, which I had previously been using for those games. If you're wondering why I'm not using the FrameMeister anymore, there's just not enough room in the game room, and I don't really like playing games in the game room, so if I can hook it up to the TV downstairs, I will be much more likely to play and review PS1 and PS2 games. And the next thing, which will help for these YouTube videos as well as podcasting, which I hope to get back into soon, is a new microphone. It is the Rode NT USB. Again, it is not in the box because I've already set it up. I also got a boom arm for it, so it'll be less sort of background noise from like vibrations and things, because I always just had it sort of sitting on the desk when I was using my my Blue Yeti mic, which is what I was previously using. So far, it's pretty good. I've used it for the last Unavowed playthrough, so you can see the quality there, and I really like it. It looks nice, and it seems less bulky than the Blue Yeti. So also, I really hope to get back into podcasting so I can make the most of this. So a few of the newer games that I got for Christmas. First is Spyro, the Reignited Trilogy. Am I glaring a little bit? Yes. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I really loved Spyro 1 back on PS1. It's the only one of the series that I played, but I have played this a bit, and I'll talk about it in the next section. The second one is Bendy and the Ink Machine. This game is a couple years old, I think, but it just came out physical this year, fairly recently. So this is sort of like a, it's a spooky kind of, I mean, it's basically a walking sim, but it's like a kind of horror-based thing with like the old kind of cartoon style. I played this a little bit, not going to talk about it too much because I haven't finished it yet, though. And then the last thing, which I bought myself because I forgot to put it on my Christmas list, is Call of Cthulhu. And I have also been playing this. It's very, you know, Lovecraftian. Lovecraft was a giant racist, but this game doesn't seem to really address that at all. It's just, you know, doing an investigation in a small New England town, slowly losing your sanity. I'm liking it so far, but I'll probably talk about it more next month. Now onto a couple more retro things. I talked about this in a previous video. It was a Sega CD game that I had never seen before, so I was excited to see it. So Will got me Revengers of Vengeance for Sega CD. And it's funny because I had never seen it before, and now both copies I've seen of it have been sealed. And it's definitely not going to be staying sealed for long, but I don't know. I find this cover art just very, very ridiculous, and it immediately caught my attention. I actually think it's a fighting game that sort of combines an RPG into it in some way. So I'm probably going to be playing this and reviewing it just because I haven't heard that it's a fantastic game, but it just looks weird, and you know, I like my weird games. And last, and probably my favorite thing, at least from a collecting standpoint, is this LucasArts collection. I have a really bad memory, but I think this could very well have been my first ever big box PC game that I had when I was a kid. It's really what got me into adventure games. So it's got The Secret of Monkey Island, which is like the best adventure game ever, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is beautiful, and I don't hear too many people talk about it, Loom, which is another gorgeous one, Zack McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders, and of course Maniac Mansion. I've been looking for this box for a while. I also have to thank Rick from the Classic Gamers Guild for messaging me to let me know that this was on eBay. I told Will and he got it for me for Christmas, so I really like this box. There's not a ton of stuff in it. It's on, you know, floppy disks, but it's got a great hint book with it that has sort of all of the manuals from all the different games. So things that just like bring back memories, like from from Maniac Mansion, like the anti-piracy kind of codes that you need to use for the game. They've also got those in Zack McCracken. You have to use these, I believe, when you fly. If you take a flight anywhere, you need these codes, or else your game will be over or you'll die or something. I don't totally remember. The Indiana Jones section has Henry Jones's Grail Diary, which came with that game. And then it's got the Book of Patterns from Loom, which has all of the different spells. I actually have this somewhere. Yeah, I actually have like the standalone physical version of this too, but I didn't have the Loom standalone box. And then lastly is The Secret of Monkey Island, and it's just full of like amusing sort of kind of like a novelization of the game. So very excited to have this. Definitely knocks down the number of PC big box games that I'm looking for, and this, I guess, along with Planescape Torment are kind of like the jewels of my collection. So as for what I've been playing, I spent a lot of time in December playing Kingdom Two Crowns, which is the follow-up to Kingdom New Lands, which I'm pretty sure I've talked about in an update game before. I really love sort of light strategy, survival resource management games, and I played New Lands so much earlier in the year. So Two Crowns is basically an update of it. Like, it looks and plays very similarly, but it makes some changes that definitely impact my enjoyment of it. The first game was very roguelike. If you died, you basically had to go back to the beginning. There wasn't much that you could save. Like, you couldn't just start on Island 5, you progress through the islands, and sort of get going and have any chance of succeeding. Whereas in this game, you get to keep some of the stuff that you built up on your islands. Like, your walls get destroyed, but you just have to build them up, and then you can continue on playing that island, which made a big difference to me. I really don't like having to repeat things and losing all my progress. So Two Crowns is really good. It's also a co-op game, but I have never played it in co-op just because I don't play a ton of multiplayer games, but it was really good, and I actually managed to finish it. Oh, which is another big change over the first one. The first one doesn't really have an ending, where in this one there is a certain amount of things you can do to sort of beat the game. I also spent a bunch of time playing Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, which is a stealth and tactical game. You know, anytime something is called XCOM-like, I have to play it. So here you play a bunch of mutants, which are some anthropomorphized animals or some humans who have certain mutations, and they are looking for this place called Eden. It's sort of like a post-apocalyptic game. They go around the world sort of seeing things from the past and making comments on them, making, you know, funny assumptions about what things were used for in the past. And how it makes it different than your regular tactical game is that there is a real-time stealth component. So you walk around sort of in real time, so you can position yourself in the best possible way to get attacks on enemies in. Usually that involves sort of separating one, getting one who's sort of wandered off so you can take them out without having to take on, you know, like 12 different enemies at a time and get overwhelmed. I enjoyed the game quite a bit. The story was neat. I really liked the characters. The combat was okay. The biggest issue I had was that it just crashed all the time. Like, it's a testament to how much I enjoyed the game that I kept playing, even though it just kept crashing. It did eventually seem to fix it. I don't know if a patch was applied or something, but near the end of the game, it stopped crashing so much. But it was good. I felt like the talents for each character could have been a little more unique. There was one character I found that felt really different than the others, while most of them sort of all jumbled together and had very similar talents to each other. But it was a fun game. It was sort of a nice little end-of-year surprise, because I'm always looking for new sort of strategy and tactical combat games. And finally, just a few words about Spyro. After I got this for Christmas, once all the unpacking was finished, I sat down and played through the first Spyro game in just a couple playthroughs. It's a nice sort of relaxing game. It's not overly challenging. It's just kind of chill. Everything's cute. The new graphics look amazing. Spyro sounds less obnoxious than he sounded before. I don't know if they actually changed the voice acting though. I really like the designs of the new dragons, and I really like the flying levels. Those were like the one part that it got a little bit challenging, but I finished the game. I haven't collected all of the gems, which I might do some point, or I might just go on to Spyro 2. We'll see how ambitious I'm feeling. But yeah, if you were a fan of Spyro in the past, or even if you never played Spyro, this remaster is a really good reason to get into it if you're just looking for like a really cute, really fun, really chill, good time. So that is it for now. I'm about to film a second video on my top games of 2018, so you have that to look forward to in a few days. Let me know in the comments how your holiday was. Was there anything particularly interesting that you got or that you played? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.